So I'm gonna do something a little bit different today for my YouTube channel. Normally I seem to always be photographing waterfalls, and I'm sure you all have seen enough of those YouTube videos now. I'm actually at another location where we actually don't know where we are, but well, my friend stumbled upon this and we thought it was really cool and decided to shoot it. You'll see another clip that has it's several waterfalls actually, and I'm on the higher part and I'm doing my usual HDR. And so what I'm just going to do for this video is you'll see my kind of hiking through to get to the actual waterfalls, to get into position of where I want to film or take my pictures. And then you'll actually see the actual final images after each video clip. And I might throw in a few videos of me actually editing these pictures, because I know people have actually asked me about my actual editing process. So this is going to be a little bit slightly different from my other waterfall videos, so hopefully it'll be something that'll be informative as well as entertaining for you guys. So also be sure to check out my pictures that I share on my Instagram, as I sometimes put a little bit more there than any of my other networks. So hopefully you guys enjoy that part as well by going there, checking out the images and videos that I share. I'm going to get back to shooting, and I'll see you guys in the next video. This is what?
3 points. 3.
If we didn't get lost, it would have been...
I found it though. You found getting lost.
Here we are hiking through. Hopefully I can be heard because I don't have my earpiece again. Something to note that's very important when photographing waterfalls is that you have to watch out for rocks like this. Now it might look like that it'll support your weight or that you'll be able to walk on it or climb on it, but this is actually, it's actually been underwater for quite some time, and so what that actually does is make the rock very slippery. So sometimes it actually won't support you, and you need to look for areas with a lot of leaves or places where it's really, really dry, or you have tree trunks like this to where you can really grab onto. Otherwise, like this kind of rock here, you can actually go on it, but you really have to be careful because it's very, very slick and slippery from the moisture. But yeah, it's just something to make sure you keep a note of, because it can be very dangerous when you're photographing waterfalls that are not a part of an actual national park or something like that, and you're on your own. So just a little quick safety tip, because even though my friend and we're professionals at doing this, sometimes we still have incidences to where we might slip, and but we're trying to be very careful, but sometimes you just can't help it. So just a quick tip for you all to remember.
So not big, but decent.
Well, we just finished our little journey down here, and I'm quite surprised it's April and it's this cold. Hello everyone! So this video I'm actually going to go through my editing process. So we're looking in Lightroom, and I'm taking these 3 images that you see me hovering over right now, and we're actually going to import those into Photomatics, which I use to do my actual merging. So we located those images, hit OK, and then we're gonna go through the actual merging process. Now for this, the settings that you see, those are normally what I use, and I normally don't change those. So it takes a while to actually process everything, but I'm kind of gonna fast forward this a little bit. And we have our actual merged image. So here is where you do all of your tone mapping. And this is where I get that HDR effect or look to my images. But the actual options here on the left, these generally don't change all that much. Now, where you see the strength and color saturation, I sometimes play around with those, as well as with the actual temperature of the photo. Everything else I normally don't change, but it just depends on what look and feel I actually want for my photo. So once I have everything, we'll just go to apply, and we'll actually have our adjustments and everything that we have set. We'll have that finalized, and then we can go through the actual final step. So once I finish, I get this dialog, and what I like to do in the sharpening is choose medium, just to give it some more sharpening. So then I'll go to save my image as a TIFF. I do the 16-bit TIFF for my exports. Then after that, we go into Adobe Lightroom to import our image. And then we go into our Develop tab where I actually do my editing. Now for this video, I'm not gonna go through all the individual options, and I actually have presets. I have almost 1,200 presets. So I actually choose a preset that's close to where I'm trying to go, and then I tweak from there. So that way I don't have to do a lot of work and spend a lot of time getting the actual effect or look to my photos that I actually want. So this process usually goes very quickly for me just because I have so many presets. But I'm sure you're wondering, how do you have thousands of presets and know what to use? Well, I've used them so much that I actually know where everything is and what it will do to this photo. So that way I can get that desired look that I want. So as you can see, I'm going through tweaking some things such as the vignette to kind of get it to where I want the actual lighting focus to be. Then I actually will do some adjusting to where I will alter my actual angle of the image to make sure everything is perfectly straight. You know, just do a little final adjustments before I actually bring it into my last program. So once I have everything that I want, I'll export the file. And when I export it, I'm gonna export it again as a TIFF file in the highest capacity that I can. So that way I keep all that great detail and sharpness of that image. So I make sure that it's in my TIFF file, then I export it. And then where I go from here is I go into Corel Paint Shop Pro X4. Now this is the program that I use as my alternative to Adobe Photoshop. And so all I'm gonna do in this program is just a fill light and clarity enhancement. And what that's gonna do is give me much deeper blacks and give me more well-defined edges to where it's a little bit sharper than when I export it from Lightroom. Now granted, of course I can just end with Lightroom, but I just like that extra punch to my picture sometimes, and I get that from Corel by just doing this option. Now sometimes I will do other settings in Corel, but for the most part, that's all I use this program for. It's for the clarity and sometimes for additional sharpness. So once I have that, I just simply export my image, and there you have it. That's all there is to it. So a lot of people think that my editing process is something very long and tedious, but in actuality, it's not always the case, and it gives you an idea to exactly how I edit my images. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and look for more to come on my channel.